That's where we're showing you Anthony
Man.
Davis.
This is bad, man. I already got my boy fired. Love you, Nico. Merry Christmas. It's time to do a full rebuild down in Dallas.
As you said at halftime.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
time to do a full rebuild.
Already.
Yep. Already?
Christmas Day is supposed to be about joy, family, and good vibes. But for Dallas Mavericks fans watching their team face the Warriors, it turned into a nightmare they've already lived through far too many times this season. Anthony Davis went down again, limping, grabbing his leg. Same story, different night. And the second Charles Barkley saw it happen, he unloaded one of the coldest lines of the entire NBA season. Chuck flat out said Ad's constant injuries are the reason his guy Nico got fired, and then wished him a Merry Christmas on live television while Davis sat on the bench getting treatment. Savage. But Barkley wasn't done. What he said after the game might actually change the future of this franchise, and if Dallas is smart, they might want to start paying very close attention.
AD, maybe even Kyrie and Klay Thompson. It's time to start over and build around Cooper Flag.
Let's set the scene. This was supposed to be Cooper Flag's moment. Christmas Day national TV. The number 1 overall pick stepping onto the biggest stage possible across from Steph Curry and the Warriors. Dallas came in 12-19. Not great, but not hopeless either. They'd actually started to feel alive again. AD had put together a few solid games. For the first time since Luka was still wearing a Mavericks jersey, there was real optimism in the building, and for about a quarter and a half, it looked okay. Dallas was hanging around, D was anchoring the defense. The crowd was leaning in. Then the second quarter happened. With about 8 minutes left before halftime, AD took off in transition and suddenly everything changed. He slowed down. His face said it all. He limped straight to the bench, sat down, and that was it. Right groin spasms. Game over. 11 minutes on Christmas Day on national television. With millions watching to see if this Mavericks experiment could actually work, D finished with 3 points and 3 rebounds. That's your franchise cornerstone. The man you traded, Luka Doncic, 4.3 points in 11 minutes, before his body gave out again. And Charles Barkley was watching every second. The moment AD went down, Chuck made it crystal clear this wasn't just about one game, this was about everything that's gone wrong in Dallas since February.
On paper, Kyrie, AD, and Cooper Flag. That looks really good, brother.
Looks really old.
Just saying.
Old and unhealthy. Well, they're not one of the 4 best teams in the West, Shaq.
After the loss, Barkley didn't just critique Dallas, he declared a full rebuild, no patience, no soft resets, no run it back. Chuck said blow it all up. Trade Anthony Davis. Trade Kyrie Irving the moment he's healthy enough to carry value. Trade Klay Thompson. Move every last one of them. His message couldn't be clearer. The only player Dallas should be building around is Cooper Flag, and honestly, his logic is hard to argue with. Barkley pointed out the reality every Mavericks fan should be afraid to admit. This roster doesn't just look bad, it looks old, it looks unhealthy. And in the NBA, that combination isn't a slump, it's a death sentence.
Well, I think a good way to do it is kind of like the way Kevin Durant was brought into the league. He was brought in, and Ray Allen was there kind of on his last of Ray Allen and being the go-to guy. So now he even though he's getting 27, 29, when you have an AD and when you have a Kyrie for that 1 year, you don't have to have that pressure of, like, you're learning the game, and you don't have the pressure of being the guy that they're double teaming every night, and it could stunt your growth. So I think doing that would probably help him.
Yeah, but I would like to see those guys.
I want to see it. I'd like to see it in the second half of the season.
At least, 30, 40 games, to see what
it looks like.
I don't. I think you start to rebuild because they don't have any draft picks.
Anthony Davis is 32 and can't stay on the floor. Kyrie Irving is 33 and rehabbing a torn ACL. Klay Thompson is 35 and clearly running on fumes. These are not the pillars of a championship team in 2025, but here's where Dallas' situation turns from bad to terrifying. They don't own their own first-round picks from 2027 through 2030. Those picks were burned chasing a title around Luka. Which means now, they can't even rebuild the normal way, no safety net, no draft cushion, no reset button. The only real path forward is brutal. Flip these veterans for whatever assets you can get right now before their value drops even further. Not everyone on the panel agreed with Chuck's nuclear option though. Kenny Smith pushed back with a familiar example. Kevin Durant's rookie-year KD wasn't thrown into the fire alone. He had vets like Ray Allen beside him. Guys who took pressure off, gave him space to grow, and didn't force him to carry a franchise on day one. Kenny's argument. Cooper Flagg could benefit from the same thing. Keeping AD around, even for one season, means teams can't just load up on Flagg every possession. It gives the rookie room to breathe. Shaq backed that idea too. He said he wants to see the full roster actually get a real run 30 or 40 games before blowing it all up, and on paper, that sounds reasonable. But here's the problem: when has this team ever been healthy? AD has missed major time in virtually every season of his career. Kyrie's been sidelined since March with a torn ACL. They've played barely a handful of games together this year. The idea that Dallas is suddenly going to get healthy, click, and figure it out feels less like a plan and more like wishful thinking.
If those guys went to another team, they could help them because the East is wide open. There's a couple teams in the West. Obviously, we know who the best teams are. But if I'm in the Eastern Conference, we got my man C.J. McCollum down in free C.J. y'all.
From D.C.
Come on, free C.J. C.J. is a hell of a player. He can help. He can make a team a contender.
I think there's going to be a bunch of guys that you see move it's going to kind of change the landscape.
Well,
entirely.
I think there's Trae Young, Ja Morant, Zion.
You throwing Giannis in there?
Well, Giannis is interesting because he wants to go to New York.
How do you know that?
Because he said it, fool.
He said he didn't say I
Yes,
want
he
to.
did.
He didn't say it.
Yes, he did.
I
Yes,
want to go.
Maybe he
did.
said it to Chuck in private.
No, he wants to go. He wants to
They
go to
said
New
it.
York.
He didn't say it.
He did say that.
He did buy a house down this.
But there's nothing in New York. Don't have anything.
Now let's talk about why Chuck specifically brought up Nico getting fired, because that line wasn't random at all. There's a real connection here that most people completely missed. Nico Harrison was the general manager who pulled the trigger on the Luka trade. He's the man who decided Anthony Davis was worth giving up a 25-year-old superstar who had just carried Dallas to the NBA Finals. And for that decision, Mavericks fans made his life hell. From the moment the trade went down, "Fire Nico" chants became a nightly ritual at the American Airlines Center. Win or lose, it didn't matter. Those chants were relentless. By November 11th, the organization finally caved. Nico Harrison was fired after a disastrous 3-game start just 9 months after making the biggest trade of his career. But here's the part that stuck with Chuck. Barkley actually defended Nico after the firing. He said his friend got scapegoated. And he wasn't wrong. There is no world where GM trades away a franchise player like Luka Doncic without ownership signing off. Team governor Patrick Dumont had to approve that move. But when everything collapsed, Nico was the only one who paid the price. So what exactly went wrong? The injuries. D got hurt almost immediately after arriving. Then Kyrie tore his ACL in March. The entire premise of the deal, defense, experience, and durability pushing Dallas over the top, crumbled instantly. Instead of getting stability, they got a superstar who can't stay healthy and another one who's been rehabbing for 9 months. So when Chuck saw AD limp off the floor on Christmas Day, he connected the dots. This is why Nico lost his job. This is why the fans turned on the front office. And this is why nothing has changed. And let's be honest, the concerns about Anthony Davis were never a secret. When he's healthy, AD is a generational talent. Elite defender. 3-level scorer, a game changer. But the key phrase is when he's healthy. He has never played a full season. It's always something. Shoulder, groin, calf, ankle, a different body part every few months. This season alone, he's already missed 14 games with a calf strain. Now he's out again with a groin issue. Last season, he got hurt in his first home game as a Maverick, an abductor strain that sidelined him for 18 games. The pattern is undeniable. Meanwhile, Luka is in Los Angeles, averaging over 34 points per game. He's already played 22 games. He's putting up MVP numbers and completely transforming the Lakers. The contrast is brutal. Dallas gave up a player who shows up every night and dominates. They got back a player whose body simply can't survive a full NBA season, no matter how brilliant he looks in short bursts, and that's the real tragedy. The trade wasn't just bad because of what Dallas lost, it was bad because of what they got. But here's the silver lining. Cooper Flagg is real. When AD went down on Christmas Day, Flagg didn't disappear. He took over 10 points in the second quarter alone, 27 points total on 13 of 21. Shooting 0.6 rebounds, 0.5 assists, 0.1 block, 36 minutes of leadership. He kept Dallas alive when everything else fell apart. And that stat line put him in some very rare company. He became the first rookie since Pete Maravich in 1970 to record at least 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists on Christmas Day, the only other rookie to ever do it. Oscar Robertson. He also became the youngest player to appear on Christmas Day since LeBron James in 2003. Let that sink in. The last teenager to play on this stage was LeBron. Now Cooper Flagg is doing it and putting up numbers that belong in the same conversation. Over his last 12 games, Flagg is averaging over 25 points per game on 54% shooting. He dropped 33 on Denver right before the Christmas showcase. The kid is figuring it out in real time. This is exactly why Barkley wants Dallas to commit to him right now. Flagg is 18 years old with a 40-year-old skill set. His feel for the game is elite. His ability to get to the rim and finish through contact is already special, so ask yourself why surround this kid with aging, injury-prone veterans? Why not move those contracts, bring back picks and young talent, and let Flagg grow as the clear leader of the franchise? The future is literally standing on the court every night. Dallas just has to accept it. Barkley already laid out the blueprint. He pointed out that the East is wide open. Teams over there would line up for players like AD or Kyrie if Dallas made them available. The Mavericks could get real assets back right now. Because what's the point of keeping a core that never actually plays together? You're not competing, you're just stalling. Charles Barkley has seen franchises rise and collapse. He knows what denial looks like. And right now Dallas looks like a team in denial. The Luka trade wasn't just risky, it was a disaster. The return was underwhelming. And the main piece can't stay on the floor. Chuck's comment about AD getting Nico fired wasn't a joke, it was the truth. Those injuries changed everything. They turned a risky swing into an unmitigated catastrophe. Firing Nico didn't fix the roster, it didn't heal AD, it didn't bring Kyrie back faster. The problems are still there staring Dallas in the face every night. The only move that makes sense now is accepting reality and building forward, and that future is Cooper Flagg. Even Steph Curry said it after Christmas, the league is in good hands. But that future only happens if Dallas commits to it, if they stop chasing the fantasy that AD suddenly plays 65 games, that Kyrie returns at full strength, and that this roster magically becomes a contender. That window is gone. Sometimes the smartest move in basketball is knowing when to start over. Dallas had their chance with Luka and they blew it. Now they've been handed another one. The only question is whether they're smart enough to take it, or if they're going to keep running back an old, broken roster that's going absolutely nowhere. Chuck already told you the answer, and honestly he's probably right.